Hello everyone, welcome to Sizzle and Spice. My name is Steve and today I'm going to share with you a homemade pasta recipe. Well, to do the homemade pasta recipe, I have four different options. I have an all-purpose flour, I have semolina, I have a 00 flour, and I have a single zero flour. Now, having these different options to work with, it's going to help me serve the right pasta, which the first thing I'm going to keep in mind is to serve pasta al dente, which it means to the tooth. Now what does it mean? It means that when you're eating pasta, you need something to bite on. To do the dough, I need the flour and I'm going to need eggs, which in my opinion, today, as this is a Maltese product and it's not an Italian grain, a durum grain, I'm going for the single zero flour, where you can easily find in this type of flour in any supermarket. This recipe, it's a very easy recipe to keep in mind. So, every 100 grams of flour, I'm going to need 1 egg. So here I have 300 grams of flour, which is at single zero flour. Being a single zero flour, I'm going to add semolina and I'm going to add 200 grams of flour. So there, altogether we have 500 grams of flour. I'm going to combine everything together. And add a pinch of salt to it. Roughly about 2 teaspoons of salt. And we'll combine everything together. Now I'm going to do this dough in the actual way how a pasta dough should be done. You can do it in a KitchenAid, if you've got another type of a mixer, you can do it in it. But if you want to keep to the traditional old homemade pasta recipe, this is the way how it should be done. The first thing after you combined the flour and the salt together, I'm going to do a well on the tabletop. Now, don't be afraid to spread this well out. I will explain exactly the reason why. So, having 500 grams of flour and semolina mixed together, we're going to need 5 eggs, because to every 100 grams we're going to need 1 egg. Besides these 5 eggs, I always like to use an extra egg yolk. The reason why I like to do that is because if the dough is too dry, The last thing I want to do is add water to it. But if the dough is a little bit sticky, I can always add flour to it and bring it to its right texture. So I'm going to start beating up the eggs in the middle of the well. And slowly I'm going to start combining flour to the eggs, making sure that the eggs will not leak, otherwise I'm going to do a right mess on the table. So I'm going to combine the eggs slowly to the flour, and the more it goes, the more you see that the eggs are getting creamier. When it comes to this stage, I'm going to add more flour to it. Here you go. I'm going to start combining all the flour together. It's a hard way of doing your pasta, but you're going to have good results at the end. So I'm going to start kneading. I'm kneading the dough from back to front. Once the dough is getting to be a little bit sticky, then it shows me that it's going to need more flour. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour to it to get to the right texture. If it stays like that and that pinch is not coming back to you, it means that it needs more kneading. Because I want this dough to become as soft as possible without it being sticky. Now, as you can see, the surface of the dough has become more smoother than it was. And that is showing us that the dough is ready, because when I pinch the dough, it's coming back to me. You wrap it up in the cling film and let it set for 30 minutes. And I'll be back with you in 30 minutes. Again, 30 minutes has passed and the dough has taken its time to set. So what we'll do now is we'll unwrap it from the plastic foam. And as you can see, having it set, it's a lot softer and easier to work with. So I'm going to cut part of it. And always do not forget to wrap the dough back into its wrap. Want to sprinkle some flour. For those who haven't got a pasta machine, they need to use a kneading pin, a rolling pin. If you do have a pasta machine, you need to press your dough out and start it from number 4 and keep working it out to number 1 until when you get to put your hands underneath the dough, you'll be able to see your own hands. I will show you in a minute. Now we start rolling out the dough. The thickness of the dough, when you get to put your hands underneath it, you'll be able to see your own hands. We're going to do a tagliatelle. Rub the flour on top of the dough so that when you get to roll it, it will not stick. Do not press while rolling it. From the back to the middle and from the front to the middle. And I'm going to start cutting. Rub it all together. In flour, so that the flour will not, the dough will not hydrate the flour and gets stuck together. And there you go. The most important thing is that first you cook the sauce and not the pasta, because if you cook the pasta first, by the time you will add it to the sauce and simmer it down, the softer the pasta is going to get, and it's going to lose the flavor that you have given that homemade pasta you have created. Many think that doing a pasta sauce, the more ingredients they're going to add in, the nicer it's going to be. I am sorry, I do not agree with that. This is my opinion. In my opinion, if you're going to do a homemade pasta, you just need to leave the sauce as light as you can, because you're not going to serve sauce with pasta, you're going to serve pasta with sauce, toast and sauce. So you're going to have the remaining flavor of the same pasta, same homemade pasta you have created. This is my pasta recipe for today. Let's start cooking. The ingredients I'm going to use for the sauce with the pasta is very, very simple. It's garlic, 2 cloves or 3 cloves of garlic, I'm going to add some extra virgin oil. In the meantime, I'm going to start preparing fresh chopped tomatoes. In this case, this is going to be for 1 portion, so 1 tomato should be enough. And put in the garlic. Flavor the tomatoes up. Going to chop some basil. Little bit of fresh chives, some mint to flavor, and approximately 1 teaspoon of pulpa. I'm going to add a little bit of wine, white wine, to simmer it down, and season it up with salt and pepper. We'll top it up with extra virgin oil. And this is the type of sauce that I like to create with the homemade pasta I'll be serving. So the sauce is done and it's time to cook our pasta. So a little bit of rock salt. I like to add a little bit of oil for it, for pasta not to stick. And make sure that when you're cooking pasta, you have the water boiling. If the water is not boiling, then it's going to get mushy and you're going to have a bad result in serving your pasta. We did the pasta earlier, so we're going to add it to the boiling water. This will approximately take 7 to 8 minutes time. As soon as the pasta feels the boiling water, it will take its texture on. You try the pasta. After 8 minutes, the pasta is done. So what I will do is, I will add the pasta to the sauce. Toss the pasta in the sauce. And serve. And here you go, folks. We have a homemade pasta with a simple tomato sauce, which you will be very proud of to serve to your guests. Just a little bit of garnish to the pasta, a little bit of basil. A delicious homemade pasta that's ready to be served, and I can't wait to try. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please add and subscribe. I will be looking forward to upload another recipe for you very soon. Bye for now.